I lied because lying was the only thing standing between me and execution. The invasion had lasted 3 days by the time they dragged me into the command plaza. 3 days of orbital fire, of cities folded like paper, of alien war forms marching through streets where humans had once argued about rent and weather. The sky above Nova Jakarta was no longer blue. It shimmered with alien banners and the silhouettes of carriers the size of mountains. I was a nobody, a civilian systems engineer who'd survived by hiding in maintenance shafts and ration tunnels. No weapon, no armor, no plan. And now I was kneeling in chains before the occupying force. The Keeler Dominion didn't take prisoners. They took resources, territory, and examples. The officer who stood over me wasn't even looking at my face. Her mandibles clicked as she scanned a data pad. Human male. No military designation. No strategic value. She looked up at the execution platform behind me. I felt the heat of it at my back. My mind raced. Every scrap of intel I'd heard in whispers during the invasion screamed the same thing. The Queen, the Keeler Queen Vyrexia, was not just a ruler. She was sacred, untouchable. Her mate, if she ever chose one, would be more than royal. He would be protected by doctrine. To harm him would be heresy. I didn't plan it. The words just tore out of me. Wait, I said hoarsely. You can't kill me. The officer paused, annoyed. State your relevance. I swallowed. My heart pounded so hard I thought my chest would split. I'm the Queen's mate. Silence slammed into the plaza. Mandibles froze mid-click. Soldiers turned. Weapons lowered, just slightly, but enough to notice. The officer's eyes widened. Slowly, dangerously. That, she said, is a capital falsehood. I swear it's not, I said, forcing myself to meet her gaze. I was chosen. Before the invasion. Her clawed hand hovered near her sidearm. The Queen has no recorded mate. She doesn't announce everything, I said, clinging to the lie like a lifeline. She came to Earth in secret. Cultural reconnaissance. It sounded insane, which was exactly why it worked. The officer hesitated. Doctrine warred with logic on her face. If I was lying, killing me was justice. If I was telling the truth, even partially, killing me would be sacrilege. Finally, she stepped back. Detain him, she ordered. Secure chamber. No harm until confirmation. I sagged in relief as the chains were hauled up and I was dragged away, not to death, but to waiting. That was when I realized something terrifying. If the Queen heard about this lie, I wouldn't just die. I would wish I had. They kept me in a chamber carved from living crystal, walls pulsing faintly with biolight. No restraints. No guards inside. Just the knowledge that every surface was watching me. Hours passed. Or days. Time felt meaningless. I practiced apologies. I practiced begging. I practiced excuses that didn't sound like treason. Then the air shifted. The temperature dropped. The light dimmed. And the door dissolved. She entered, without ceremony. Queen Vyrexia was taller than any Keeler I'd seen, nearly 7 feet, her form both regal and terrifying. Her exoskeletal crown swept back like obsidian flames. Her eyes, golden, faceted, impossibly intelligent, locked onto mine. I dropped to my knees instantly. My queen, I whispered. She raised a single finger. Silence wrapped around the room like a held breath. So, she said, her voice resonating directly inside my skull, bypassing my ears entirely. You are my mate. My mouth went dry. I lied. I said immediately. I had no choice. I was going to be executed. I didn't mean to. Her lips curved. Not in anger. In amusement. You use my name as a shield, she said. Bold. Reckless. Creative. I'm so sorry, I said. I'll accept any punishment. She circled me slowly, studying me as one might examine a puzzle. You understand the cost of that lie? Yes, I said.
Death.
Worse. Indeed. She stopped in front of me, leaned down until her eyes were level with mine. And yet you are still alive. I nodded, not trusting my voice. Tell me, she said softly, when you claimed to be my mate, what did you expect would happen if I appeared? That I'd die, I said honestly, but maybe later instead of immediately. Her laughter echoed inside my head like music made of knives. You humans, she said, straightening. So fragile. So imaginative. She turned away, pacing. Your lie has spread. Across the Dominion. Officers hesitated. Executions paused. Protocol stalled. She looked back at me. You disrupted an invasion with a sentence. I stared at her. That is impressive. I didn't mean to disrupt anything, I said. I just wanted to live. She studied me again, longer this time. Something unreadable passed through her gaze. And now, she said, I must decide what to do with you. I braced myself. I could execute you publicly, she continued. Restore order. Reassert truth. I swallowed. Or, she said, I could make the lie inconvenient to remove. My head snapped up. What? She smiled. You claim to be my mate, she said. The Dominion now questions whether I chose one without announcement.
Doubt spreads.
Curiosity grows. She leaned closer again. If I deny you, the lie dies. But so does the mystery. And if you don't, I asked quietly, then the lie becomes truth, she said. My breath caught. You'd choose me? To cover a rumor? Her gaze sharpened. Not to cover it. To use it. She turned, gesturing, and the wall bloomed into a star map. Systems flickered, some green, some red. The Dominion is strong, she said. But strength stagnates. Fear breeds obedience, not loyalty. She looked back at me. A human mate, she said, would terrify my enemies and inspire my subjects. I stood slowly. You don't even know me. She tilted her head. I know you lied to survive. I know you spoke boldly under death's shadow. I know you changed the behavior of my army without firing a weapon. She stepped close enough that I could feel the warmth of her presence. I know enough. My mind reeled. This would make me a target. From your rivals. From my own people. Yes, she said calmly. You would stand between worlds. That's not a reward, I said. No, she agreed. It is a burden. She extended her hand, clawed, elegant, powerful. But you already bear it, she said, whether you accept or not. I looked at her hand, at the queen who could end me with a thought. Is this real to you? I asked. Or just strategy? Her expression softened. Just a fraction. It began as strategy, she admitted. But I do not choose symbols lightly. I took her hand. The moment our skin touched, something surged through me. Not pain, but connection. Images flooded my mind. Stars, battles, solitude. Centuries of rule carried alone. She gasped softly. You feel it too, I whispered. Yes, she said, eyes wide. The resonance. She stared at me as if seeing me for the first time. It seems, she said quietly, the universe approves of your lie. The announcement shook the galaxy. The queen of the Keeler Dominion had taken a human mate. Invasions halted. Diplomats scrambled. Rebel factions panicked. Human survivors were no longer hunted. They were protected assets. And me? I went from condemned prisoner to the most watched being in known space. Life beside Virexia was not easy. Court politics were lethal. Assassination attempts frequent. I learned to read silence, to stand still under hatred, to speak carefully.